Hello, and welcome to Virtually Heroes, the show where, because of a strange time loop in the infinite of the universe, I put my players repeatedly through terrible situations. My name's Logan. I'm a dungeon master, and I eat, sleep, and breathe Dungeons and Dragons. And joining me today, we have a variety of people. I'm going to put through several trials, I'm sure, or they're going to go shopping. It's either one or the other. In no particular order, starting with Daniel Sanders.
Hello. Hi, I'm Daniel Sanders. I play Cerberus Lenagoth, a fighter wizard, a fizzard, who has a high armor class and is apparently semi-racist towards his own people. And he's got school coming up, so he's also Harry Potter. Hopefully, I'm not late for class, or Snape, Professor Snape Orion will kill me.
That is accurate. Brian Roberts, who are you? What do you do? What do you play?
My name is Brian Roberts. I play a hill dwarf, druid ranger named Jaxwoodgum Flintbelt. He's pretty cool.
Ranger?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Sorry.
I asked like that from
I must not have been paying attention.
So he's pretty cool. He does cool things. He's a druid. He's one with nature. He's an Olemba extraordinaire, soon to be brewer of the Olemba. Once I can, figure that out. Other than that, though, yeah, he's pretty cool and he fucks shit up.
Annabelle Martin, who are you? What do you do? What do you play?
My name's Annabelle. I play Orandi Will. She is a tiefling of Glacia with 2 levels in Hexblade Warlock and 5 level. I had to check. I don't know why I can't do math. 5 levels in Soul Knife Rogue. She is basically kind of an charismatic sneak thief assassin character.
And lastly, but not leastly, Jordan Robinson. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you play?
Hello, I'm Jordan Robinson. I play Zafaria Cianadel, a wood elf monk, a Merrick, if you will, not a clunk this time. And
I like Merrick.
Yeah, me too. He thinks about things, he hits things, and we're gonna see what he gets into today.
Very good. And for lack of a beautifully narrated intro to recap how the heroes have come thus far, I'm actually going to give a beautifully worded narrative of how the characters have come this far. I never do this anymore. But I think we've gone through 20 or so episodes on the live stream, which is like, we're up to like 30 or 40 sessions now, somewhere in that realm. And it's time to go back over the story. So, a long time ago, in a galaxy in my brain, we had four players, who randomly had a day in a city like any other day, except that it wasn't like any other day. This is why I don't do this narration. An attack was held on the city during a festival, and 4 heroes came together to help stop it, which was sort of the launching point of our entire adventure. Unbeknownst to them, prior to their actual meeting, a lot of strange things have happened in strange places without them knowing. One of which being the cloning of a certain cleric monk individual. I think my other computer's having a hard time. Yeah, the cloning of a cleric monk individual, the acclamation of their bodies to energies from strange planes of madness, such that madness magic did not affect them. In this battle that they had on their first day together, they thwarted the will of Therian von Stein, a warlock who had broken into the Temple of the Platinum Dragon in order to steal the Staff and Crown of Knowledge. Subsequently arrested by our friend Cerberus, who I almost called Orion just now. He was arrested, tried, and hanged for said craziness. But we haven't gotten to that part yet. The heroes have been busier with other more important matters. They investigated the strange disappearances around a cemetery and were rewarded with a tavern. They went and investigated strange sewer monsters. That was really just strange sewer monsters. They left the town to go on their first real mission, which was to investigate the disappearances of a random number of individuals from the village of Gresht, and on the way got sidetracked with a small town called Rosenald, where a majority of the population seemed to just have missing family members and kind of not care about that, or seemingly couldn't remember, depending on the instance. They investigated that and found that a curse had created a living spell that was consuming the grief of the townspeople and disallowing them to remember their loved ones. But they thwarted that individual, that strange creature, with some help from a local hag witch type person and a rooster, I think. And they finally were on their way, having acquired fresh horses that have been named and will probably die here this session. The just general acceptance of all my players, like, well, yeah, there goes that. And making their way eastward towards the coast, they finally arrived in what is normally in this campaign the first level, coming to the town of Gresht, where unusually there's a large number of erected around the town, seemingly to protect the townsfolk from an incursion of bugbears. But there's some dispute over whether that happened and whether it's real and what's going on. And I believe we ended the session with Orandi, our rogue, going off to seduce and potentially rob a sailor. Amidst her feminine wiles, she was attacked, and it appeared that the entire scenario was a trap. And Orandi then made a daring and dashing escape off the side of the boat and down into the water, which is where we'll pick back up. So, Orandi, the sun has gone down. You have just dived off the side of a ship, and you are now surrounded in cold, wet darkness. You can hear, very muffled, the sounds of people moving around and shouting up above you. You can also hear splashes, and as you look up in the bare light, you can see crossbow bolts kind of hitting the water and streaking past you, and then kind of floating adrift. And the evening is yours. You have a limited amount of time to escape this situation. What would you like to do?
All right. So I know where the docks are, right?
Yes.
All right. I am going to go ahead and cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
While still under the water. And then I would like to swim to the shore and just book it. I just want to book it.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough.
Nah. Never mind. Yes, that is what I will do. I'm just going to leave.
Okay. Jax, you have stumbled out of the House of Grata, fairly decently intoxicated. Behind you as you leave, there's a small goblin that's like waving, and you make your way into the evening air. What would you like to do?
I am intoxicated.
Decently
I
so.
would like to I will make my way outside of Gresht, just kind of wandering and stumbling. till I get to the forest, and then I will shapeshift into, I don't know. I guess we'll just go bear again, and then I'll just kind of,
Okay,
you know, hang out in the forest until morning, I guess.
duly noted. Uh, Orion or Cerberus and Zelfarius, you had previously been surveying the shifts and guards and things of that nature. What would you guys like to do with your evening?
Well, personally, I like to. Um, I'm going to ask Zell here if he would like to scout the area where they took our belongings and possibly see about a theft.
Okay.
Yeah, um, that sounds good to me. I also have a spell prepared that can maybe enhance our sneaky abilities.
I know I asked Orandi um, to possibly do this, and I don't want to rush anything, but I really am uneasy with having my spell focus not on me.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And speaking of, should we contact her? I mean, it's been a few hours now.
We don't know this man's stamina.
It's not the stamina that concerns me. It's what his agenda is.
I mean, there's no harm in if you like to contact her, but if you hear something you don't want to, that's on you.
I mean, I already witnessed one of us bearing it all out, so to speak. Sure, why not? I will cast.
Well played.
I try. I will cast Sending, a spell that I love, to Arandi.
Okay, what do you say?
Hey, Zafarius here. What are you up to? Hopefully you're not fucking. Yeah, we're just scoping out our weapons. Meet back soon?
How many words do I have again?
25.
Also 25.
Okay. Running! It was a trap! Where are you guys? I'm invisible. Gonna go steal the focus while I'm invisible. Meet up at the tavern.
Love you.
Disguise self. Is that all I have? There's
That's
just
all
those
you.
two.
That's all you have.
Okay, yes. And then I'll just say disguise self, and then yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it.
Oh, fuck. Well, bad news. It was a trap. And apparently these people are either onto us or we are targets now. So, yeah, stealing that focus looks pretty good. She's headed to do that, so I don't know if we want to wait. She said something about disguise self. Shit, I really don't want to use the energy to cast this again.
So what exactly happened? So these guys are bad, but how does we know that now? But what
I
happened?
don't know. She just said she was running, she was invisible. She was going to steal the focus while she was still invisible. Apparently, she was led into some kind of trap. And that's all I got out of it. She actually did really good with the amount of words, because usually she likes to talk. Oh my god, I'm turning into a Rondi. Anyway.
Okay, well, in that case, she said disguise self, so I'm gonna take my cloak of elven kind and just kind of drape it over, hood up, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if she meant us, so just in case.
Okay, so you're significantly harder to detect.
And I am going to cast Oh no, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Enhanceability. Well, first, Cerberus, how good at sneaking are you?
The cloak helps me a great deal. However, it kind of just offsets the noise of my armor, so I'm slightly above average.
Okay. I'm all right. Trying to think whether I want to use this for perception to spot Rondi or stealth on us.
Did
Oh
she?
no.
She said she was invisible, didn't she?
She did, yes, but you know, I mean, I'm pretty good at spotting stuff. You know, if we're watching the area, we can see things moving or, you know, try and watch out for stuff that's amiss.
True. Where did she say? She said meet back, but did she say where? Like what the plan is?
She did. She said to meet up back at the tavern. So yeah, I don't know if we should just wait at the tavern. I just don't want to be sitting, you know?
Why don't we wait outside? Because last time, if these guys are as bad as we think they are, it might not do us well to just be out um, grabbing drinks. Um, so why don't we kind of just make ourselves scarce on the outskirts of the bar?
All right. I'm just going to cast this on myself for now, if that's okay, since you have your cloak.
That's fine.
And yeah, I will cast Enhanceability on myself with the Cat's Grace for stealth. And I'm going to go into stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me stealth checks.
Slightly above average, 13.
17.
All right. Duly noted. Let me roll.
I don't know, Cerberus. The only thing is, if she gets into trouble, she'll have no way to contact us.
Okay. So you guys begin headed towards the town, and you're going back to the Wormsport, right? Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Arandi, where are you running to?
I am running back to the guard tower where they basically back to the front gate where they confiscated our weapons and stored them. While I'm in the initial stages of running, after I've spoken with Zelfarius, I'm gonna try and recall how long I think it took me to. How long does it seem like it might take um, for me to run there if I'm like, say that I'm dashing?
If you're running, it's going to take
Action bonus action dash. For clarification, I'm running about 10.23 miles per hour.
10.23 miles per hour.
I could be wrong about that. But that's 90 feet in 6 seconds, right? So that's 15 feet per second. Apparently, the average human speed is 28 miles per hour, so that's fine. Anyway, I'm really fast for, I guess, for Dragonheim humans. So, not that I'm a human, but
A Rana goes by, and then you just feel wind.
Avatar style.
Is a bugbear like a humanoid, or is it like a beast?
it is a goblinoid.
Does that mean that I can shapeshift into it, or no?
With your beast shape or your wild shape,
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
you can't. No. Broken.
Sorry, I'm actually creating a reference for speed real quick. It would be 7,516 feet.
5,280 is a mile.
Okay, so that's it would take 83 rounds.
Which is about 8
divide
minutes.
that by yeah. So like 8. Okay. Then yeah, I will be doing that. I just wanted to know because my invisibility only lasts for 1 hour.
By the way, having a mapping software where you can set like this is a turn's worth of running, and then you have a little line tool where you can see, oh, to get from here to here is going to take this many turns. Peak D&D. But yeah, so you have 8 minutes. You do get to the area. The gates at this hour are closed. There are, you can see as you kind of steal away to one side. On either side of the gate are torches. The light of which kind of comes out to about halfway between you and them. There are no bags of items next to the gate anymore.
Well, next to the gate, but there should be a like um like a strong house or something, right?
There should be, and there are buildings around, but there are no new structures, so these all look like houses.
All right. Shit. I am going to. Well, I guess there's not really much that I can do in the way of. Do I know if there are any like jewelry shops or anything like that in the area?
You've been to the tavern, and then you've left.
Well,
So
I haven't seen anything like on the way or anything along those lines.
not really.
All right. What time is it actually?
It is just after sundown. Let me find that time.
So just to confirm, like shops are open in Zealous, right?
Shops would be open in Zealous.
All right. I am going to, in that case, get to a place, an area that isn't easily recognizable, and I am going to grab. What is something?
8 o'clock.
Okay. What is something that I have purchased from there recently? Oh, I bought my tinderbox in Zealous. I am going to teleport to Zealous, and I will use my tinderbox as an associated object. So, the associated object, just to clarify, it has to have originated there, and it has to have been in the place at least 6 months ago. So that's
You do satisfy all those conditions. You teleport outside of the general goods store, over 100 miles away.
all right, and I'm sure I think my invisibility drops because that's even if if I cast a spell, so regardless of whether it was me or an item. So then I'm going to go to just the nearest shop that can sell me something that would work as an arcane focus.
You're probably one of your best bet's gonna be Garian's.
Garian's. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go to Garian's, the Tinker's Trifle.
Okay, you open. There's a new magic accent to the door as it swings open. You hear bing, and a voice in the back goes, "Oh, just 1 second. I'll be right with you. I just gotta. We're starting to close up for the evening, but we still got a little bit of time. Feel free to browse around." And he just like calls. You don't see him.
Just to confirm, has Arandi ever been to this shop before? I've been here as so many other characters in the past. I can't actually remember if I've ever been here.
I don't think you have yet.
Okay. But it's a place of great renown, so I think that's.
Yeah, you could ask a random person on the street, and they would probably send you to Garian's.
All right. So I'm going to say, Mr. Goodward, just as soon as you have the chance, I'll go ahead and let you know, and maybe you can direct me to where I need to be. I'm not sure if this is the right shop, but you are a landmark of great renown. I am in the market for an arcane focus of any kind, incredibly urgent.
Oh, sounds important. Give me just 1 second. You hear like a small like crash, like some stuff being knocked over. He comes out. Oh, I think I've read about you in the current. You're with a couple of people that come in here pretty often. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for an arcane focus. Any kind will do. Make it something that looks very nice, but maybe not too flashy. I don't think that it's a gift, you see. It's important.
Alrighty. I need you to roll me a d6. On a 1 or a 6, it'll be an orb. On a 2, it'll be a crystal. On a 3, it'll be a rod. On a 4, it'll be a staff. And on a 5, it'll be a wand.
That's a 2.
Yeah, that's a crystal. Now roll me a d100, please.
They're 83.
Alrighty. So, we're almost out. It seems like there's been a big change up at the Lazarite Colloquium. A lot of stuff's been going on with the, well, you probably know. But, Crystal, this should work for your run-of-the-mill spells and things like that. It's got some quirkiness to it. I haven't figured out quite everything about it, but it's decent enough.
When you say it has some quirkiness, what exactly are you referring to out of curiosity?
It just produces some harmless visual effects on occasion.
I'll take it. And is there any way, like, what is the shape of the crystal? Is there any way that we could, like, kind of put this or with some like twine or leather straps or something to kind of tie it up together? I could do like a little basket weave actually. Never mind. Do you happen to have any like leather cord that I could purchase off you as well?
Certainly. So for the crystal, that'd be 10 gold, and for some leather cord, another gold.
All right. So 11 gold. All right. And I will you have a wonderful night. I'm sorry for keeping you open a little bit later than expected.
Oh, you are perfectly fine. Always appreciate a new customer. Hope to see you around soon.
All right, and I'm going to just start doing a basket weave on this so that I can kind of wrap it up and then tie it. Make a like little chain. I'll do like that kind of like thing where you like a knot on one side and then a knot on the other side so you can like kind of adjust it. And I'll just start doing this walking down the street. Forgot to get some dirt. I mean, there's not that big of a chance that I'll be off target, right? Like, most likely I'll be fine. It'll be fine, and I just kind of finish up my. It's just gonna be a quick basket weave, nothing fancy. And then I am going to teleport back to Krisht.
All right. I need you to roll a D100. You've been there a day. That you have seen this place casually.
Oh, shite. It's only a 50% chance if I've seen it casually. Alright, let's go.
Don't you have some like?
Oh!
Don't you have some items that Zell had that we exchanged?
It has to be from the place, not from the person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think anything with me because all that we did actually took really good notes from last session, and I will admit I'm a little bit bummed that this was the session you decided to recap. I was prepared for the first time ever. But yeah, we didn't get anything new. We didn't purchase anything aside from food.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 33.
Oh!
Yep. Which is just so everyone's aware, that's the very last number that I can get for a mishap. Is 1 through 33.
I need you to roll 3d10 as you take force damage. And I re-roll.
Hey, you still have 10 points, so that's good.
Got an 8, a 9, and a 3. Okay. That's 20. Oh, I had 10 HP. That's right. Thank you, Zell. Alright.
Trying.
So I roll again. On the D100. Is that right?
Alright. I roll. I rolled a 71.
Which is?
You teleport exactly where you're going, which is exactly where you left, unless otherwise stated.
I'm going to disguise self, and I have Mask of Many Faces, so I can do this as many times as I want, just for fun reference. I am going to disguise self. Out of curiosity, did I leave before Jax left with his lady friend?
Yeah. No. Jackson and his lady friend left first.
Wait, so they left before I left?
They left the tavern before you left.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to disguise self as her. Is she greater than 6'4"?
No.
6'4". Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna disguise self as her, and go into the tavern.
Okay. The tavern is mostly empty. The only people left here are Poe, who seems to be in kind of a idle, drunken stupor next to the fire, and Brule, who is just looks up from the mug he's washing out. It looks like he's wiping down the bar for the evening. Kind of gives you a nod.
Hello.
Can I get you something?
Do I remember what her voice sounded like?
Roll a history check.
14? 14?
You could probably do a impression.
Okay. Well, the reason is because I do have minor illusion, so I would like to use minor illusion to replicate her voice.
Okay.
As I'm mouthing the words.
It's not going to be any different than you attempting to do an impression.
Oh, okay.
So-
Then I guess I'll just do an impression, since that way I don't have to worry about somatic components. With that said, I am going to say, oh yes, well, it's a good night to you as well. Just out of curiosity, there were, and I'll describe Cerberus and Zelfarius, and I'll say, their friend, I left with their friend earlier, and I left with their friend earlier, and he was asking for them, so I was gonna come back to the tavern and invite them to stay with us, but I guess they're not here. Do you know where they went?
Oh, those two have been hanging out front of the tavern for probably about 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, those shady. They looked kind of shady. I guess they had their cloaks up or something. That's really weird.
They think they're very shady.
They certainly are. Well, I guess that's my clientele just as often as not. You have a great night, Brule. And then I'm gonna leave and walk up to the shady figures and same thing. I'll still be doing my impression. I'm gonna say, "You boys looking for a good time?"
Before you get there, like as we're waiting, just real quick, it's gonna be like, Cerberus, we're so shady right now. We are so hidden. I feel so good. How are we gonna spot the Rondi?
I just imagine like casually leaning up against a tree, like no one knows we're here.
As you lean up against the tree and you pull your hood down, you hear a weird sound directly behind you, like on the other side of the tree, like a shuffling or some kind of animal, something like that.
Gonna look.
You peek around the tree, you see a hulking, massive form. Just slowly breathing.
Just real quietly, I'm gonna. Cerberus. Not to alarm you, but
Behind me.
I think we're about to get into a fight. But you're very shady. It's okay. And I'm just gonna I've been look at him slowly, gonna lean back.
All right, I'll lean up off the tree, and just like Ray of Frost in hand, look around and see
Okay.
what's going on.
Roll a perception check. Orandi, you see the two shady figures immediately start investigating their direct area as you walk up.
All right. No, I'm not changing any of my actions.
I got 16 on perception.
16. Immediately you feel your heart rise up in your throat as you look this thing over. It's massive. It's barely contained by the shrubbery that it seems to have fallen in. Just a hulking mass of fur and a really, really, really strong stench of like weedy, yeasty something. And then as you look around, you see it move, and two antlers poke out of the top of the shrubs as it lazily, drunkenly looks over at you.
God damn it! And I'm gonna let the spell fade. And I'm like, Jax, you scared the shit out of me.
It's
Ooh.
Jax. You. I'm gonna like do the finger on the nose. You can't scare us like that. Jeez. You can't just go bearing it all around like that. Goodness. What if we would have attacked you? Oh, it's okay. I'll just like scritch to the top of his.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point I'll unshape shift, stand up
Are
drunkenly.
you boys looking at good time?
Hey, I know you.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I thought we were going to meet in the tavern.
Ah. You know, we were trying to be sneaky, I guess. You know, wait for you.
Zafarius, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm not the most observant of the group. It would have been really tough if you guys had tried to hide a little bit better. I actually didn't recognize you at first. Luckily, Brule pointed me in your direction, so um, please don't look so shady. That might attract attention in a way that you don't normally want. All of that said, I think we should go head somewhere else, don't you? You want to
Yes, we
get a
should
room?
get. Yeah, we should get off the street for sure.
I think actually, have we already reserved rooms at Brule's?
I don't believe we did. No, not yet.
Okay, well, maybe one of you two or three could go this way, and Cerberus, I have a little something for you as well. It might not be something that you were particularly wanting, but I pull out the amulet that I've made, if you want to call it an amulet. I got this back in Zealous, and it's just so you know. Apparently, sometimes it might cause a harmless sensory effect when you cast a spell with it. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to find out where they are keeping our weapons. So, you know. Anyway,
Wait. Question. It, do you still look like Sherry? Her name's
yes,
Sherry,
I
right?
do.
But do we know that you're Sherry, or do we know that you're Arandi? I can't tell.
So I had told them via the message spell that they needed to wait in the tavern, and so they have figured out that it's me. I don't know if you figured out that it's me necessarily, but we did make plans together. I think you were involved in the plans for me to steal Cerberus's amulet back, or his arcane focus, whatever it was. I don't actually know what your focus originally was.
So it's actually an orb that sits in my staff.
Right. Cool. Wait, so they let you keep the staff, or did they take the whole staff?
For sure, they let me keep the staff.
That's pretty
Yep,
rude.
that's accurate.
But yeah, so if one of you guys wants to rent a room, and I'll just grab one of them, I don't know which one, and just kind of press what I imagine is a very full bosom up against their arm and kind of lead them back into the tavern and seem very boorish.
You guys definitely detect illusory bosom.
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna be careful. I'll like kind of look down and notice and be like, oh, and I'll just like wave my hand to make it like look like it's, you know, properly smushed up because I don't think that that's how. I think things can pass through the thing normally. So I'll try and be a little bit better with my illusion, essentially.
Also, are we being watched? Just out of curiosity.
Roll perception, anyone who wants to take a look around.
Dragon, guide me.
And Arandi handed me the crystal, right?
Yes.
She did.
As I take, I'm just look at her and just like, Thank you. I really do appreciate this. This is going to come in handy, and I'm going to slip it on. How big is the crystal?
It's not very large. It's smaller than your orb was. I'm trying to look for something like relatively similar. It's probably about the size of this like screwdriver handle. Like it's not huge.
Oh, okay.
It's necklace-esque, and it doesn't like it's not refined either. It's not like a carved, polished, cut crystal. It's like a raw kind of crystal.
Nice. Yes.
22 on perception.
22. You guys are absolutely being watched. There are guards milling about, not actively, not quickly, but there are circuits that are being walked, and you're noticed. They're not actively staring at you from an alley. They're in the street, looking at you, looking at the surrounding buildings. You are part of what they are observing. So they're not hunting you down or spying. They're watching.
Okay.
Shall we go inside, boys?
Indeed.
I still not sure who it is, and I don't think I've made the connection yet.
I'm just gonna look over and just. Oh yeah, Jax. By the way, that's Arondi. She's just disguised. You kind of had this confused look all over your face. Yeah, it's her.
Jack's just gonna be like, "Oh, okay. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that's what's happened."
Yeah, I knew. You know, I just wanted to refresh. You got this. You're the man. Come on, let's go.
As we walk in, can I take the focus, and I'm going to cast the message spell, just to one of the party, and I'm just going to go testing.
Okay. It works just fine. Nothing immediately happens, but as you go to put it down, roll a perception check.
8.
8. Yeah, you're not sure. You essentially do a double take. You thought it did something, but it didn't.
Cast a spell, and then be like, "What the fuck is that? A dragon?"
All right. So, rooms.
I don't know about you all, but I feel like we should share a room, just to be careful. Thoughts?
Kinky. I like it. Because we're right in front of Brule. I'm gonna say, Brule, be a dear and fill up some taps with some ale for my boys here, and one for myself.
Oh, sure.
And he begins pouring. So, real quick, for rooms, it is 5 copper pieces per room.
And we're just sharing one.
Yeah, there is a you can get one with two beds for 5 copper pieces. And then the ale is gonna be, wow, they have meal and inn prices, but they don't have ale. I feel like that's wrong.
I'll toss him a silver for the room.
Okay.
Are the rooms upstairs? Like
Yeah,
if I recall correctly.
yeah. So there's a bar, and then when you walk in to the bar, there's a wall on your right that's kind of short, and you turn right, and there's a staircase that goes up behind the bar, and then left and up to the second floor. the ale I don't have in front of me.
On our, oh, I'm gonna take this opportunity to be.
And since Cerberus isn't here, I don't remember. Did I say that I took Cerberus's arm or Zelfarius's arm? Or Jax? I don't think I took Jax's arm because he was kind of like backed by the bushes.
It was me or Cerberus. I don't remember which one.
I might have just said one of your arms. Since Cerberus isn't here, I'll say that I took your arm, Zelfarius. And I'll say, so, have you guys been getting into any trouble while I've been away?
Oh, just the usual. Just scouting around and seeing what we see, but nothing major. How about yourself?
Oh, you know me, I'm always getting into all kinds of trouble, honey.
Yeah, and I'll just give her like one of those,
Drinks for the Wormsword Inn. He has mulled cider, punch, a bitter black ale, a shadow dark ale, a stout, a mead, evermead, roll rum, clary, czar, sherry, almond brandy, fruit liquor, whiskey, fire wine, Undermountain Alirath, Arabellan dry wine. What would you guys like?
How much is the stout?
The stout is 2 copper pieces for a tankard, or
Which is the strongest?
the strongest. Undermountain Alirath.
How much are those?
It's 5 gold pieces for a bottle.
I'll take a bottle of that.
Okay, and he actually does from the back or from behind the bar pulls out. It's almost like a carved stone craft with like a wax stopper. Some kind of dwarven beverage. Yes, D&D community. I know what the Undermountain is. I'm making it work for my own homebrew world. Shut up.
And I will say, give me something sweet, Rule.
He gives you a tankard of punch. 1 copper piece.
Just to confirm, is the punch alcoholic?
All of these are alcoholic.
Okay. And I'll say, you know what? I'll have what Jax was having too. Could you get me a bottle and maybe put it on his tab?
He pulls out a second
And I'll
bottle
like kind of look
the
over
Alirath.
at Jax, like just kind of glance at him to make sure he's cool with this.
I'll just like I'll give her a look and just be like, how much is this one too?
So it was 5 gold for the bottle, and I don't know how much for the punch.
Another 5 gold for the bottle and a copper piece for the punch.
Make it 10 punches.
Right. He just gets you like a pitcher of punch.
I'm just gonna ask for a basic ale.
You basic bitch. Shadow dark ale. That just sounds cool.
What's
And,
Poe doing? Sorry.
Poe is nodding off in the corner.
I'm just gonna watch him the whole time. See
Out of
if he's like
curiosity.
actually.
Sorry, there was lag on my end. Go ahead.
I was just saying I was just gonna watch him and see if he's like asleep or see if he's like listening, but basically watch him the whole time until we get into our room.
Okay. Roll an insight check.
23?
23. He does seem legitimately like he's fallen asleep in his chair.
And is the key to the tavern? No one's picked that up yet, right? Is it still just sitting on the thing?
Say that one more time. The key to.
Or not the key to the tavern, the key to the inn room that we purchased.
Yeah, it's been given to you.
Oh, who has it, like, specifically?
You specifically.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna just kind of, since I can't grab any of these bottles without potentially giving away that I'm an illusion, I am going to say, I'll just hold up the key and say, "All right, boys, well, I'll meet you up there," and I'll just give them a wink and then kind of like go up and I'll be like, "Be a dear," and bring the drinks up to the room. And I'll just head up. And
Okay.
as soon as I'm out of sight, I will go ahead and use one of my psychic talent or psionic energy dice to cast Psychic Whispers again on all three of them. Or not cast, but you know what I mean. And it will last for 7 hours.
Okay. Give me just a second. Did you guys drink your Alurath or Aluramath wine or whatever? Your dwarven beverage?
I mean, I'll be steady drinking it, yeah.
Okay. You guys each get plus 3 persuasion. But you take a -4 to all your intelligence checks.
For just for the night.
You don't know how long.
All right.
But yeah, so you have temporarily +3 to persuasion and -4 on all of your intelligence checks. Just if you want to jot that down, someone. Orandi, you headed up to your room.
Yes.
Okay. It's so as you walk up the stairs, the first room on the landing on the left is open, and it looks like there is straw just falling out of the open door. Stream disconnected for a second. My PC's having some major struggles. But yeah, you find your room. It's modest. There are 2 sort of rickety twin-sized, not quite beds, not quite cots. They're like padded cots, basically, low to the floor, and a chest with a key on top for whatever you need to store in it for the night. But yeah.
All right. Yeah, I am going to lock the door behind me as I go in, and I will use Psychic Whispers to reach out to my friends. I'll say, "Hey, everyone, I am upstairs. Sorry about that. Jax, I will pay you back for the drinks. I just wanted to make sure that we got an ample amount of alcohol for if/when what's her name, who I'm disguised as, comes back to the tavern and have this. But maybe we can argue that she just got like blackout drunk. But yeah, everything in the room looks fine. So just as soon as you can, come on up and knock twice, pause, and then knock another time, and I'll let you in.
I don't know if you can hear me, but
I can, Dex. Thanks for checking.
I'd like to get up. Well, and if Brule's still in front of us, I'd like to. Excuse me, Brule.
Aye.
I have an uneasy feeling about this evening. Do I have your permission to cast a spell on the premises? I know I did before, but this one's more long lasting.
That's fine.
Thank you. I'm gonna get up, take out the new focus, and just like across the bar, I'd like to cast alarm.
Okay.
And I will designate Brule and the party members. I want to know if anybody else crosses that line.
Are you letting
Okay.
me know that you're doing this?
Yeah, it's going to take me 10 minutes. During the process, I'll let the party members know I am casting it.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, why aren't you casting it across the door?
I would like, if someone does come in, I want ample opportunity to prepare ourselves. And I was going to cast it outside, but Poe being inside the door, I want this line in between him and us.
Got you. But I mean, the bar just across the bar doesn't cover the doorway to the stairs, does it?
I'm going across the room.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. Disregard.
The bar is a building, not the bar as the bar.
Right. Yep. That was my point of confusion. I thought he was like just casting it on like the bar. I was like, that's really weird. I guess keep rules safe for sure, but
Okay. So you finish casting alarm, wrap up. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm drinking at the bar, I guess.
Just casually watching the wizard weave some silver thread around the bar.
Yep.
So what are you up to?
Brule, is it okay if I use your kitchen or perhaps cook with you real quick for my party? I've got this last bit of supplies that I purchased that I want to use up before they go bad.
It's an unusual request, but I don't see why not.
I mean, if I have extra, I can give you some as well too.
Certainly.
He leads you back there. He doesn't leave you alone in his kitchen. He seems like oddly attached to it, but he does assist.
Sweet. Okay. And I'm going to make another, because I bought enough for two to make two. So it's just the same thing again.
Did that first temporary health run out?
It's going to, but I'm going to make the same thing again, so we'll have it again for tomorrow.
totally
All
understand.
right.
Never mind.
But-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so I rolled a 20, so I make 8 servings. So yeah, everybody gets a serving. I'll give Brule 1, and then I just have extra. I guess I'll hold on to it and try to sell it the next day, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, he's grateful and kind of takes him aside and tastes it and is pleasantly impressed. Is there anything else you guys are doing before you're retiring?
Nope. I will wander up to the room. We just got one room, right?
Yes. I'm also assuming that your horses have been stabled at the livery, as well as your cart has been stored there as well.
Yes. Once we all get in the room, I'll say, so, Rondi, what all exactly happened? I know you said you were led into an ambush, but where were you taken to be ambushed?
Hi. So I don't even remember his name. I'm not going to lie. I am so shaken up, and then I had a bit of a mishap from teleporting to Celestin back. Um, yeah, he took me onto his ship, and his ship, which was called it was Carrick. His name was Carrick. So Carrick took me to his ship, called the Habersham, and showed me around. Took me up by the I don't know a lot about ships. You know, the ship steering wheel place, and then he attacked me. So I mean, you know me, I was planning on like seducing him, getting him alone, and then I was gonna knock him out and take his magic blade. So yeah, but he pulled his weapon on me, not figuratively, like literally, guys, and yeah, so he started attacking me, and I asked him why, and then the rest of the crew started attacking me. So I'm pretty sure that this is like some kind of humanoid trafficking kind of thing that they've got going on. So yeah, I jumped ship, turned invisible underwater, and then swam to safety. And then, I mean, you messaged me right shortly after that. So um, yeah, that's essentially what happened. It was pretty scary, but I made it out in one piece. And they didn't see me come back up out of the water, so I'm thinking that maybe they might think that I'm dead. Maybe I should have like put on a show and been like, "Oh no, I can't swim," and then like gone under and then turned invisible. That would have been really smart of me, but I didn't do that. I was in a bit of a rush. Um, you know, tensions were high. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah, and then I figured because I saw Jax, you know, had gone with the lady, I transformed into her, and I feel like I'm not very good at acting as a prostitute. I haven't really interacted with them, so I just like kind of saw what the one was. She was like interacting with Strax a little bit, so that was really the most um that I. Anyway, I digress. I'm not a great actor, but I'm alive, and I think that they're capturing people on that ship for some reason. Which I mean, we're here about people going missing, so I think that's a pretty good lead.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're okay, that you made it out. Did you see any interesting things on the ship? Were there like points to note about it? Anything out of the ordinary?
Do I remember anything in particular? I didn't really go under, you know, below decks or anything, but
Not specifically. It was a darker. The wood was darker. It seemed mostly empty aside from a couple deckhands until the attack happened, and then a significant amount of people came out from below decks.
that's true. Yeah, so I'll just relay that. But yeah, I don't really remember too much. There wasn't really anything that stuck out. Granted, you know, I'm not the most observant, but I did notice that again they did have a lot of people uh, hanging out below decks. I think if we were to attack the ship, I think the first thing we ought to do is like lock the hatch, or you know, throw like some bombs down there and light it up with my fancy circlet that I have now. I'd be down with that. You know, just get rid of them real quick. Because there were a lot. There were a lot of them. I mean, can I estimate how many I saw?
Roll an intelligence check.
Would this be -4 as well?
Did you drink that alcohol?
I did.
Me? I didn't drink anything.
Okay.
I just made Jax buy a lot of beer.
Jax, do you drink the second bottle?
Yes.
What's your
I-
intelligence score?
+2, 14.
Yeah, at the end, by halfway through the second bottle, you drop to 0 HP. You're unconscious. You're stable, but you're brain dead.
I'm in the room. I'm in the room now. Correct.
Yeah.
If you took it up, you guys just see at some point there's this deep belch that comes out of Jax, and then he falls backward. eyes open, unconscious.
On the arms of an angel, far away. I go to 19.
Okay.
Oh, Jaxie boy.
Yeah, should we? I guess should I be worried about that? Probably. I
About
mean,
Jax?
Yeah,
So-
Jax has had way stronger stuff than that, and he's
he
still
looks a
fine.
little pale.
Yeah, we
like
should
in a-
just like maybe give him some water later. I'm sure he's fine.
I'm gonna check his pulse.
Make a medicine check. A 19. You remember that there were over a dozen people that came out, so less than 20 probably, but more than a dozen.
All right. Yeah.
9.
9. Really hard. The veins are really thick-walled and very broad for a dwarf, and they're in the wrong locations. You're daintily checking his wrist, and it's like your slim, long fingers can barely wrap around like his thick dwarven like bone structure. But after a second, you do feel which is normal for him.
All right. I mean, seems okay. We'll let them. Yeah, we'll let them sleep it off, I guess.
But going back to this ship, I agree it needs to be dealt with, but we do have to be careful if they're kidnapping people. There might be hostages down below.
I forgot about that. I mean, there is also the chance that if we do get the option of going back in there, I could turn invisible at least tomorrow, and like sneak through there, and then teleport all of the prisoners out. I think I can only teleport up to 9 people out, but that is an option. That would be a safe way to kind of get them out, and then we could just obliterate the whole fucking ship.
Yeah. We also want to maybe find evidence linking him back to Rugo if we can. Remember, we found those letters, or letter. Might have been just one, but
We may want to see if we can capture one as well. We need to know, like Zafari said, any kind of connections or if there's an organization above them behind this.
ah, shit. I have to give Skarsgård the letter too. Fuck.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Also, like, didn't Rugo's letter mention a different ship? I don't think it was the Habersham.
Zafari, didn't you say something about the Dreadglow, which I'm going to call them pirates, mentioned as well?
I think so, but it also mentioned something about. It referenced the same, like, disappearances, I believe, or something like that. I can't remember specifically. I'll have to find it.
Cerberus, I need you to roll me another perception check.
15.
15. This was earlier when you put the crystal back down on your neck after you finish casting alarm. You do see, just for a moment, the image of a floating spectral eye just staring at you from above the crystal. You look at it and it doesn't disappear immediately. It kind of scans over, like makes eye contact and looks from one eye to the other, and then almost like steam being blown away, just wafts and flies off of the crystal and dissipates.
Okay. So I know it's supposed, I was told it was harmless, but do I get a harmless vibe out of this.
Make an Arcana check.
Natural 1, so 8.
8.
Nice.
Eyes could be symbols of a lot of things. Your immediate defensive reaction is that this has to be related to a scry, but eyes, it could have been a symbolic imagery. It could have been from a religious order, orders that are in line with Fenara, who is the goddess of knowledge. Sometimes use eyes in depictions or in reference to that goddess. The Lazarite Colloquium incorporates an eye into its seal. Eyes can mean lots of things. You're not sure if it really is a sensor, like a scrying sensor, or if it's just an illusion.
Okay, at some point before I go to sleep, I'd like to take 10 minutes after conversation concludes. I'd like to take 10 minutes to take the focus off, put it on the ground, and I would like to cast Detect Magic before bed.
Okay. Yeah. The focus is definitely magical. But not in the aura of it isn't in any specific kind of school.
So possibly divine in nature, like not the school of magic, but something above something I can perceive.
Maybe.
That's terrifying.
But real quick, so you weren't able to find our stuff around the, I think you mentioned that earlier?
It occurred to me that I didn't actually look to see where they took the stuff right after it was taken, and there weren't any like kind of newly built buildings or anything in the vicinity, so I wasn't really able to determine exactly where it came from. And on top of that, I had used about maybe 10, 15 minutes, I'm not sure, of my invisibility. So my fear was that I would, start going through these places and then potentially get found out. I didn't want to lose the invisibility and then cause a lot of issues. So I didn't want to go through every building in the vicinity.
So as you know, I do have the ability to locate things. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to prepare for tomorrow. Because I feel like we're going to be converged upon at some point. So do we want to find our stuff, or is that kind of a second priority for now?
Well, I think that I'm personally okay, just so long as I get some time tonight to just attune to my psychic daggers as my main weapon. And yeah, so I think I'll be fine if that's the case. But I'm trying to think, did any of you guys need anything else? Because I think, Jax, you wanted your scythe. Did they take your scythe or no?
I'm unconscious still, I think, right?
And I'm just gonna look
Yep.
over, and he's just like on the ground. I'll be like, right. Is his scythe on him? On his person?
It is.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. I gave it everything in mine to Arandi in her bag. When I
That's
went,
true. You
Right,
you
right,
have
right.
it.
Okay. So Jackson's scythe is fine. We do have a focus for Cerberus, and I was just gonna get my dagger of venom, just because it does have that one big, really, really big kick to it. But honestly, I think I could do all right just with what I have currently. So
I also, if you do want to go get your dagger, I know you can turn invisible once a day, but I could also help with that. Uh, there's also something that I've been meaning to tell you about, Orandi, that might be useful in the future. Do you happen to remember those pigments I found in the basement in Zealous?
not at all. No.
So I found some arcane pigments, and I've been studying them. So
Are they like, sorry, like pigments like powder for like adding to makeup and paint and stuff like that, or
so they're magically infused paints,
oh, okay.
but they're I've been looking for a reason to use them. But if you were to paint a door, it becomes a door. You paint a hole, it becomes a hole. Could be very useful in the near future, especially if we're trying to get people out of a ship.
That is very true. Um, my only thought is, if we were to paint, well, I guess going from like the deck of the ship, down, doing a hole or a door or something, that would be really useful. Um, I still think we should teleport them out, but I didn't think about that as far as those paints. That would be really useful to have for sure. I didn't know anything like that existed. That's pretty fancy. Are you sure you want to use it for something like this?
I mean,
I mean, I guess it's like, but
they're just gathering dust in my bag, and if we don't need to use them, I would like to save them. But if we run into a arcane lock or something like that, I know a couple of us can dispel magic, but if we're trying to be a little bit more on the more subtle side, we could always just make a new way in.
I do prefer subtle. That's for sure.
But going back to my original point, if you would like to go get your dagger, um, or anything else that anybody else wants, I could turn you invisible again.
Do you guys both have the kind of energy to expend for the night? Since I mean, we're about to go to sleep anyway. We might as well tire ourselves out, get a good night's rest, and be rejuvenated in the morning.
I'm completely good to go. I haven't cast anything but ritual spells from my spell book today.
Nice.
I'm doing okay. I've cast a few spells, but I can cast some more.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's just go ahead and do that. Um, Cerberus, Zelfarius, you had another dagger of venom, right?
I do, yes.
Um, would you be okay with me taking that for? Do you want the dagger of venom? Do you want me to just go ahead and get like the flaming sword thingies?
So you're wanting to go steal stuff, right? Sorry, I missed a little
Well,
bit
it's
of
not
that.
really stealing. It's just reclaiming our own items. But
That's what I mean. Steal it back from them.
you know
Um,
what also just occurred to me? Um, we never let them know. Did we let them know that we're with the Arbiters of Prospect? Do you think that
we
they would
sure
have let
did.
us keep our weapons if we had shown them like our Arbiters badges?
I think we did, or at least they're fairly reasonable seem.
Well, we showed them the writ. I don't know that. Anyway, yeah. Sorry, just a side thought.
But yeah, I mean, you can borrow the dagger if you need it. You have to attune to it. So it's gonna take about an hour.
Oh, do you really have to attune to it?
Yep.
How long am I just unconscious until tomorrow morning?
Yes. Only because of the reduction to your intelligence. It's not an effect of the alcohol. Your intelligence hit 0.
The one that's in my inventory doesn't say that it's attuned. Like that it's an item that requires attunement.
Oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I was confusing it with something else. My bad. So yeah, I mean, that's the only. I only have 2 knives on me. So yeah, I mean, you can borrow it. I'd like it back if once you come back.
Oh. Do you want me to go ahead and get your hook sword thingies, the fire thingies?
Yes, that would be wonderful. Also the staff, if you can.
Staff of Wuthering?
Yes.
Right. I'm gonna need to make a list because I'm certainly not going to remember all of this. Alright.
Just if possible. The swords are more priority, but both would be nice. And DM, just for clarification, they took just weapons, right? They didn't take any like magic stuff.
If it was a magic weapon.
Okay. I'm just trying to. I'm going over now. I'm like, ooh, like, did I give them this? I just have that potion of fire breathing. I don't have it.
Your potions, they probably didn't take.
Okay, that's what I was trying to. Cool. So are the 3 of us going out? Because I don't know how I feel about you going alone, Rondi, if that's what you're planning. But I also don't want to leave Jax here either.
Well, I was planning on going by myself, just after Cerberus cast invisibility and after you cast locate object, so that way just a quick in and out sort of thing is the plan. Was the plan.
So unfortunately, I don't have locate object prepared. That was more a tomorrow thing. That's yeah, and it only goes out to 1,000 feet, so roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I missed that bit.
That's all good. That's totally understandable.
But I do have enhance ability. I can enhance your sneak ability, so to speak.
Would be great. The only thing is that we don't know where our weapons are.
Right.
Help with that. If the daggers are magical, I have to go with you, but I could just aimlessly wander around and I'll eventually pick something up.
They are magical. We have pretty much all of the items that we're looking to take back are magical. So that might be a good idea. We could take like a night walk, and I could be the lady. Oh, hey, let's wake Jax up real quick and see what happened with that one prostitute, so that we kind of have an idea of where she is. I'd hate to disguise myself as her and then run into her later.
Can I do the classic like dump water on his head?
Sure.
That wakes him up. Like I'm just gonna shape water, just.
Yeah, his eyes haven't closed yet, and he doesn't stir. He doesn't move.
So far as are you sure he's okay?
Now I'm gonna look more deeply. He seemed okay. Check his pupils. Tilt his head up. Let go. See if it falls.
Yeah, his head slams into the floor.
You know, he may not be okay, actually.
You Maybe like
Yeah, I'm just gonna do some healing real fast. I will cast. I'll just do a little healing word and see if that helps.
Okay. The healing magic takes effect, but doesn't seem to render him out of his incapacitated state.
So I'm gonna like pause and just like look over slowly to the other two. So yeah, you know that thing about preparing energy and managing your spells. I don't have the spell I need today to.
what spell do you need?
It's lesser restoration to get rid of the poison that's basically consumed his entire body because you know he drank a lot. I think he drank so much that he's literally like brain dead.
Okay, well, we either need to let him sleep it off, or we're gonna have to take the chance of. I do have the alarm spell active, so we would know if someone came in.
I do also have the restorative ointment. If I give it to him, he'll regain 2d8 plus 2 hit points, and he does cease to be poisoned and is cured of any disease. So just so long as we're certain, like, should maybe someone check like into the arcane, look at him from the arcane end, and maybe someone should look at him from the medicinal end to make sure that it's just a
Hey
basic.
Brian, which end is your arcane end?
All of the
Zero.
magic happens up front.
Yeah.
Did I get anything from his arcane end when I cast detect magic?
No, he's not under the effect of any kind of magic.
I will relay that to Orandi.
So it's just basic poisoning, right? From being
I mean,
drinking
that's
a lot.
what alcohol is. That's my hypothesis on the medicinal end, since the cure magic didn't really work.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking just to make 100% certain is, we got this stuff for a real steal, but it is worth a lot, and so I'd hate to waste a use of it.
How much of it do you have?
I have 5 like doses of it in this jar, but it should be fine.
I mean, because what?
He
We're
needs-
just trying to figure out what happened with the woman he went off with. Yeah, I mean, your call.
Do you know, like, if someone is poisoned, can he like sleep off the poisoning?
Yeah, he should be fine in the morning. You know, it's just till this effect kind of wears off. I mean, what did he drink? I'm gonna look at the alcohol that he drank, and try and see like if I can discern what it is and what.
It's a dwarven brew. It doesn't have a label or anything. It's just a stone, medium-sized stone carafe. You snip it. It assaults your delicate elven sensibilities.
Wow. That is. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll just be sleeping that one off. Unless you want to give him the ointment, but like you said, we only have 5 of those, and
Yeah, let's just see if he doesn't wake up, then we'll worry about it then.
We'll just worry about it after he dies. No big deal.
sure he's not going to die. Zalfarius, in the morning though, you might want to prepare like a save from death spell or whatever that whole thing is.
Oh, I've got that right now. I could do
Like
that.
Revivify, right? I think I'm not.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I always have that one.
We still have all of our diamonds, right?
I do,
I
yes.
think I've got the 2 or the 3 diamonds, and then
I've got all 3. We just got 3.
well, I never ended up giving them out to people. The ones that I bought. I don't know if you bought any.
Oh, that's right. You bought your own separate. Yeah, so I have 3.
Oh yeah, weren't we gonna make necklaces out of all the diamonds? So if somebody went down, Zolfaris could just run over and.
That was the plan. But you know what they say about plans.
In D&D, they go out the window.
DM, do I know that he's gonna be okay, like with sleep?
Make a medicine check.
Alright, I'm gonna ask for guidance this time. Much better, much better.
Your blood type.
23 this time.
23. You are vaguely confident that he could sleep it off and that the effects will be temporary. But presently he is essentially suffering untreated alcohol poisoning. So the healing that you gave him should probably keep his body fine long enough to process what he's consumed. But there's that chance that you could be wrong. You're not sure. You're not a doctor. You're a cleric.
So, Arandi, let's just give him a dose of the ointment, you know, just to be sure,
It's
because,
better safe than sorry.
yeah,
He drank a lot.
and
He
you
drank a
know,
lot.
there's that chance that the 0.000000012% chance that we wake up and he's
It's-
dead, and that would be
I know.
bad,
So
and then I
I'm-
would, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll like dip my fingers in and pull out like about a fifth of the ointment from the jar. I'm just gonna look at it and I'm like, well, they said it could be ingested or like rubbed on the skin. So I'm just gonna like open his mouth and just kind of like smear the stuff like into his mouth, and then I'm just gonna kind of like wipe the rest of it off on his cheek and beard.
Okay. A couple of minutes pass and nothing happens.
He's got to swallow
And
it,
then
guys.
and then as you start to speak, Jax, you flip over like out of like a night terror and just begin retching onto the floor this bright, nutty scented, mixed with stomach acid, glowing silver liquid that like begins to light up the room.
I said no to jesters, ma. That's what I say when I come to.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh, oh.
his beard is just covered in like essentially a silver glow stick fluid.
Whoa, whoa there. Hey, dwarf, you all right?
Whoa, what happened?
You drank a lot, is what happened. You're welcome for saving you. You basically drank so much. You drank yourself into a real stupor there, friend.
That usually doesn't happen. What did I drink?
This.
Whatever. Yeah, and that's a big bottle, friend. I mean, you've got to be careful with this kind of stuff.
What is this? It's dwarven, definitely, but I'm pretty sure you were brain dead.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard rumors of things like this back in Baradun, but I never had it before. I don't think.
And next time, maybe not drink, a gallon of things you haven't drank before. Maybe.
Agreed.
I'll give like a super sarcastic wink.
You all are going to be the death of me. So yeah, we wanted to know what happened with the lady you went off with.
You didn't mean Sherry.
Aye.
Yeah.
She just took me back to the to the other what's the word I'm looking for? Tavern. Yeah, and we just had a drink. She was really friendly, really friendly. Uh, yeah, and she just told me a little bit about the chaotic situation, and oh, and then there was another guy who was looking for an elf man with white hair, I believe. He wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me look at him, but he had a knife to my throat or something. I think I can't really remember.
Jax, that's pretty serious. What did this person look like? What were they? You said an elf with white hair. Doesn't your
No, no, no. I wasn't allowed to look at him, but he was asking me if I had seen an elf with white hair.
and what
I
did you
said
say?
no, obviously. I said no, obviously.
Did he give you a name of this elf?
He didn't. I don't believe he did. No, he said if we need to find him to go to the docks or something, and we could find him there, or I don't know.
We
I
could
don't
find
like.
him at the docks.
I can't remember. I remember he said we could find him at the docks, but I don't really remember anything else. I honestly I don't remember if he said anything about rats. I know it has something to do with rats, but I don't know if he said anything. I don't know if that was in the game or not. Do you remember what you said exactly? I can't remember. I know it's something.
I do specifically, but I'm just gonna let this continue since you're drunk off your ass and can't really remember. It works out.
Yeah, I remember something about the docks, and we'll find him there, or that will lead us to him, or something like that. I don't really remember. I just remember he asked for the elf with the white hair, and I said that I didn't know.
All right. It's interesting.
Uh, you know what? Uh, we're not going out, right? We're staying here the rest of the night.
I believe so, unless you guys want me to go invisible with Cerberus. I mean, the two of us can go out and look for our stuff together tonight.
No, I think we should rest and be at full strength. In that case, I'm going to cast Sending again. And I'm going to say, Ost, where are you? This is very important. It's Alfarius. You need to get to the tavern if you can. Try and be sneaky.
Boss is like, sneaky, hold my fucking beer.
But he's like Kronk. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, sneaking up to Alfarius.
I only killed 3 guards on my way here.
Could have killed 8.
I just be clear. Ozzy is with the horses, right? I just want to make sure that that's clear here. Ozzy is probably tied up where the horses are tied up.
He was in the.
That's a really great question.
He was in the back of the carriage, or not
He
carriage.
was in the cart, so he was allowed inside the city. Did you guys stable him at the livery?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't explicitly say that, so yes.
Okay, then we'll see how that unfolds in a few days.
That's how the horses die.
Unleash him on the ship. Just send him on the ship and let him do his thing.
Yes.
So
I
you hear in reply, just 5 more minutes.
use my last fucking third level slot. Listen here. This is urgent. Get to the tavern now. Someone is after you, I think. And they sound deadly. I'm not fucking around.
You don't receive a reply this time.
You sleep in the next room over.
I hope. That's what I'm hoping. Shit. Well, trying to contact Ost. I don't know if he's the elf that this person is after, but I told him to come here. I didn't get the response on the last message, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, the best we can do is hope. And I mean, when you say you didn't get a response, I mean, did he seem like he was okay or in safe or?
Yeah, he was sleeping. He's really. Sometimes he's so lazy. I swear, it's ridiculous. Like getting up in the morning or like right when he's in bed, he just doesn't want to. It could be the most urgent thing. There could be a dragon attack, and he would just be like, 5 more minutes. It's ridiculous.
Well, you know, you do the best you can. But given that, I mean, so there's no way for us to know where he is, right?
I know there are spells out there that can do that, but no, there's no way for us to know at the present. Oh, I would have told him our room number too. Just retconning that in there a little bit, just in case he shows up, you know.
Okay. All right. So, what are you guys doing? Moving forward. Are you all taking a long rest?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all get your various sleeping bags and bedrolls and things arranged. Someone takes the bed, and you all go to sleep for the evening in the Worm's Warden.
Can I sleep up against the door, like in my trance? Just
You can.
oh dear God.
So
Wait.
As you rest in your trance, at some point your eyes close and drift off. At some point in the night, stream is experiencing issues again. This is going to be a bad episode. At some point in the night, a dull whitish blue glow rouses you from your trance. Your friends are still asleep around you, but there's a light filtering in from the window facing north across the room from you. You can't particularly make out what it is because the curtains are closed, but you hear very faintly a voice. It's like a somewhat familiar voice. You're not entirely sure where you've heard it before. That's up to you.
All right. I'm gonna slowly get up, and I'm gonna walk over to the window, and I'm gonna peer out.
Okay. The light is coming from the north on the cliff face, where the feet of the stone sentinel of Zemir stands lonely, looking out at the ocean. The voice also seems to be echoing from there, but you shouldn't be able to hear it because that's pretty far away. As you stand at the window, you feel yourself pulled forward until you look down, and you are 10 feet from the window, turn around and you're still standing in the window, looking out at the cliff face. But some part of you or some part of your form has been pulled just outside of your body.
Can this little spectral form of me move?
Yeah, you float around a little bit. It's not entirely spectral. It's essentially an astral projection.
Especially because it has something to do with Zamir. I'm gonna start heading towards the cliff.
Okay. As you move that direction, your ability for flight is limited, and you kind of drift slowly down to the ground and have to walk the rest of the way. It takes a while. It takes 20 minutes. There are a couple of looks like hooded figures that mill about the statue. They don't notice your presence. They're in silver and blue robes. You're familiar with this. As the cloaks kind of pull aside, you can see the purple garments underneath of the your order. But the basin between the large colossal feet of the statue is alight with this crackling blue flame. And the voice kind of continues, still unintelligible, as you make your way up to the base of this once proud but long forgotten temple. The stonework here, it's easy to identify based on the erosion and the disrepair. The statue was first age, was the age of the gods, is probably older than Zealous. And between the feet, behind this basin, the last remaining standing structure, a mausoleum-like, is this stone sort of low-set building that appears to have had dust and debris blasted from it. The front of this is bored open, and you see these two square doors made of stone flung open. And the voice that seems familiar it seems to be echoing from down in the tunnel.
I'll go down in the tunnel. Do I recognize the road figures as I pass them, or can I not see their faces?
They just seem to be local monks. You can see their faces, but they're the few who remain who have been tending to this sacred site, who are probably woken from the temple's activity. You enter, and the stone doors begin to and close behind you as the monks freak the fuck out. They're have no idea what's going on, are milling about out front, and the voice becomes clearer. You kind of pick up on it mid-sentence. I know he's probably in pretty good hands. And I know you'll see him to where he needs to go. He might not have been one of your chosen, but I loved him. So, for all that I've given to you and for my life, dedicated in service to you, if you could just bring him to where he needs to be. You recognize the voice as Ramsey. It's ethereal. It seems to be projecting here from elsewhere. You assume from 100 miles away, probably next to his own bed or in the Fortress of Maelstroms there. And as you continue down the steps leading into this underground chamber, another dull blue light begins to crackle in front of you as you come into a large ceremonial chamber. In the center, there is a suit of armor with a helmet, and on a stone pedestal in front, laid across it, a spear or a javelin, some kind of long stabby. The entirety of this central assembly, and there are effigies, there are statues all around, and these bas reliefs that depict the presentation of a similar set of armor to some destroyed carving, some figure that is long wasted away, and then a depiction across the walls of the glory and triumph brought by this individual who had been gifted this artifact by a bolt of lightning from the sky. And as you kind of walk around this circular chamber and you see all of these artifacts and things of that nature, something shifts in the middle of the room. The electricity that crackles across the surface of the armor and inside the helmet and across the javelin moves off, begins coalescing in the air next to it. And then all of a sudden strikes out. The living lightning bolt is going to make a magical strike on you.
Like the actual spell lightning bolt?
Yes. That is 12 plus 7 would be 21 to hit. Or no. 19 to hit.
So lightning bolt, do I have to, is it roll to hit or is it the save?
It's rolling to hit. It's not casting lightning bolt. It is a lightning bolt. So that's a 19 to hit.
He's going to miss.
Okay. It's your turn.
Fuck. Oh, fuck, Logan. And this is coming from around the suit of armor.
It's moving off of the suit of armor. It is now taking its own form. The suit of armor is no longer electrified. There's just this streak kind of zipping in a 5 foot square of just pure electrical energy.
Okay. I have a feeling, I could be completely wrong. I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to cast lightning bolt back.
Okay. Is it a save?
It is.
Dex save?
Yes.
You rolled a 17 plus 2, it looks like.
It does save, so if it can take damage, it'll take half.
Okay. Seems to be completely immune to the lightning damage.
Which is what I expected, but what reaction does it have?
It's going to lash out, and it's actually going to use its spell mimicry to cast lightning bolt. I need you to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
I'd like to counter spell.
Okay. What? So lightning bolt is 3rd level?
Yeah, so unless
it just
there's
automatically fails.
Yep.
Yeah, it like almost like if lightning could be frozen as ice, its form stops static for a second and then more aggressively begins shifting around the space. It's going to start encircling the statue and moving around the other side to get at you. What would you like to do?
God damn it, I could see this going both ways. Like, do I need to fight it or do I need to let it? God damn it. Fuck. I'm gonna magic missile.
Okay, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. What level?
Just 1st level.
Okay.
12 points of force damage.
12 points. Yeah, its form begins to as holes are blown through its electrical arc. It's going to go ahead and make a multi-attack on you with its magical strike. Rolled a 4 plus 7 and a 3 plus 7. So neither hit as it begins zipping through your armor, trying to penetrate into your flesh. It's your go.
Oh my god. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Magic missile.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Another 10.
Another 10. Yeah, it's not looking fucked up, but it is smaller. It did get its smell mimicry back. It is going to make you make another DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
$15 exactly.
15. You save. Oh, you take half as much damage. So you should have taken damage from the first one too. My bad. So from the first one you take 11 points of damage. And from this one you take 35 divided by 2 is 17 points of damage.
Do I have the benefits of the...
Oh, wait, you counterspelled it. You counterspelled. You didn't save. Never mind. So
Okay.
you only take the 17 points of damage. It's my bad.
Okay, so I take 17.
Yep.
Do I get the benefits of the food from Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
All right, it's your turn.
Okay, electricity obviously is not gonna hurt it. So I'm very limited here. Magic missile.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
11.
11. Yeah, so okay, it's barely hanging on. It's gonna make 2 more magical strikes and try and get its spell mimicry back, which it does, but it's gonna go ahead and make 2 magical strikes. Two 19s. So that's a 26 and a 26.
With it.
All right. That's going to be 10d6 plus 8.
Oh!
That is 41 points of damage.
Damn. Okay.
You still up?
I'm still up.
All right. It's your turn. You better kill this thing quick.
It's the only thing that can hit it. I'm pretty sure. Magic missile again.
Okay.
That's my last first level.
All right.
I'm spamming.
Hey,
And that's 12.
Is it 12?
Yeah, 12 points of damage.
Okay. It is barely a flickering spark now, but it has just enough to do lightning bolt one more time.
Counterspell.
Fuck. Okay, sure. I forgot that you could do that. I know you just did it, but I was like, oh, I'll get him with the big damage. All right. It's your turn. Because it doesn't have extra stuff.
I'm gonna upcast magic missile.
Okay. Roll that damage.
$16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. It immediately evaporates as the magic missiles sweep through and take out the last remaining bits of its arc-like form. You are now in a darkened, empty chamber. There is a single circle of light that has been built into the roof that kind of comes down onto the armor.
All right, I'm going to approach the armor.
Okay, you hear very distantly a thin sound of rolling thunder on the seaside. Not necessarily a warning.
All right, I'm gonna drop to my knees.
Okay.
And I don't do this often. I'm going to offer a prayer to Zamir, asking if pretty much if my prowess in battle is acceptable.
Okay. So you start speaking, and as you do, kind of layer in some of the old prayers that you'd been instructed through years living at the temple. You can hear kind of chanting along with you the overlay of another voice, and then a third, but older. And then you hear the same chanting prayers from the walls from eons past. Go ahead and make a religion check.
$14.
Okay. Duly noted. What would you like to do?
I'd like to finish the prayer. I'll stand up, and I'm going to reach out and touch the armor. Just place my hand on it.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
$18.
Okay. You take 12d6 of lightning damage.
If they all roll 1, I'll be fine.
That's 40.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You are jolted back into reality. Your back is pressed against the door of the Wormsword Inn. You're back in your room. It's dark. There's no blue glow. There's just enough light filtering through the window to glint off of a silver and gray and deep blue set of armor adorning your body. It's daylight. Your friends are starting to wake up.
And it's replaced my scale mail. I have a different set on.
It has the full set, the helmet, the javelin, they're all there, as well as an intense pain streaking down your right arm.
I'll look at it. Do I see anything on my right arm?
You're completely armored and you're robed, so you do.
Yeah, dumb question.
Yeah, you do see something on your wrist where you can pull your sleeve up underneath your gauntlets.
Is it the mark?
The entirety of your right arm is covered in Lichtenberg fractals.
I'll kind of generally look up and I'll say thank you.
Okay. We have lost Jordan.
I couldn't hear Daniel, so I left and came back.
Oh, gotcha.
Didn't want to interrupt.
It's all good. But yeah, so the day comes. It is heavy rain. It is a torrential downpour as you guys wake for the morning. There is rolling thunder kind of echoing throughout the village.
Oh, did
Do these guys see the armor, by the way?
See what?
I mean, they're still waking up, so I don't know if they've looked over at you or not.
I'm about to. I was about to ask if Ost ever showed up or not.
Yeah, you turn and look at Cerberus. He is decked out in some ancient-looking armor, some much older than you, Zelfarius, looking armor. Some armor that's probably much older than the armor that your father wears on ceremonial occasions. This sort of helm that comes down over the nose, but has this sort of, it's a singular wing swept back on top, almost like a plume, but is like a metal, like sculpted metal wing. The armor is this sort of dark grayish charcoal, almost burnt looking metal with these silver and sort of deep blue accents. And in his hand, he still has a staff on his back, but his hand has this very ornate looking double-sided spear.
Just kind of that's new.
Room's also kind of filled with the smell of like burnt ozone, like someone just lit a match.
Did someone have some contact with a certain god? Seems like.
I'll look up and my hands are shaking, and I'm just this is never happened before. I don't know what to say.
Exactly happened.
I thought it was a dream. What the fuck? I dreamt I went to the cliff with the statue. And this armor set was there. And now I look like this. I'm gonna keep the fight and the prayer to myself.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty cool. Do you mind me asking, was it your god or someone else?
It was mine, I believe. At least it was in Zemia's temple. Am I still am I perfectly healthy? Am I at full health right now?
Yeah, you've experienced the benefits of a long rest, as has everyone else.
You also have your temp HP.
Whatever items you were attuned to, you're no longer attuned to. You're now attuned to the new set, which means you know what they do. The spear isn't that fancy. It's a returning javelin of lightning.
Sounds pretty fancy.
The harness of the Gale is a full plate. Its base armor is the same as full plate. It requires a strength of 13 to wear. You have disadvantage on stealth. It's a ceremonial suit. It does contain 7 charges, which allow you to cast a variety of spells. And additionally, if you fail your 3rd death save, it becomes destroyed and releases Storm of Vengeance, which is a 9th level druid spell. The helmet is not a lot. It is an additional helmet. It allows you to cast Fly. but it doesn't have the same. It essentially, if you're attuned to it, once a day you can cast Fly for an hour. I haven't finished I've been writing most of these items because I knew that you were going to get them, but I haven't actually finished adding them to D&D Beyond. So Harness of the Gale you can probably add, and I'll update it by the end of today.
Sounds pretty fancy to me.
Okay. Right? Only problem is I can't technically wear it.
You don't have enough the highest strength
I have
requirement.
10 strength.
You can wear it. You just have, I think, what, half movement speed? Let me check the rules on that.
Something like that. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't think I can cast in heavy armor though.
Thought you could with
Oh
movement.
yeah.
It'll be interesting. I'm not going to change any of the rules because the armor is what the armor is. I've had it written up for a long time. So we'll see what you do about it.
That's oh god, sorry.
Well, it looks fancy, yeah. Looks nice.
It's very old. I think I'm gonna store it for now though. I just don't feel like I can move in it quite yet.
Oh, you just it's a reduction of 10 feet.
That's not bad.
And I'll say because I don't know if it gives it to you, but if you're a warcaster and you can cast with a shield and a sword in your hands, I don't think it makes sense. Do you have proficiency with heavy armor? As long as you have proficiency with heavy armor, you do, because you started fighter.
Started wizard.
You started wizard?
Yeah, so I have proficiency in medium armor.
Oh, then yeah, you probably can't cast with it on. But it's in your inventory. You will have a tune from it.
I will. I mean, there are feats that I can just take in the future. I can take the 10 feet penalty and just take heavily armored since I have proficiency in medium and bada bing, bada boom.
You could. It's entirely up to you, but it's not anything you did that got you this. It was the request of someone else. Just so we have full clarity. Because Cerberus would probably know that, knowing Zamir. So it was almost entirely the prayer that had happened.
Yeah, I figured I thought it might be a trial by combat kind of thing, but it seemed, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start taking it off. I will leave the helmet on, however.
Okay. Arandi, you wake up after everyone else. Cerberus is in a brand new set of armor, and it smells like ozone in here.
Cerberus, what are you wearing?
It's called, I believe, the Harness of the Gale. It's a gift from Zamir.
Oh, that's fancy. So your god like gives you stuff. I didn't know that gods gave you things. Maybe I should find a god to worship, eh? Well, that's cool. What else is oh, pardon me, I'm really tired still. What else is going on with everyone else? Everyone good? Ready to start our day?
Yeah, I think so. I have things prepared, and any sign of Austian, or did the alarm trigger throughout the night?
Cerberus, you're not aware of an alarm.
No alarm. I don't.
The spell is no longer currently up, by the way.
However, my spell doesn't seem to be working at the moment. It's been long enough.
I'm just gonna crack the door open, just like peek out.
There is a cutlass embedded in the floor in front of your door.
Is anyone else concerned?
Well, I just like crack the door, but I'm gonna like, you all want to come look at this. What does the cutlass look like?
It's just a cutlass. It's just a scimitar, or by the way, the word scimitar, super racist. It's basically white people's way of saying curvy swords that are not as good as ours. In the Middle Ages. So
Didn't know that.
found that out recently. Yeah, it's a cutlass. It's rusted. It's a plain, like, sword. It's just a plain sword.
Any markings? Anything else around it? Anything in the hallway? What do you guys make of it? I don't know. Is it a threat? Is it a warning?
Like a message to me.
Agreed.
Is it magical or anything, or?
Give me a moment. I assume I'm like halfway naked, trying like putting back on my my other armor.
Yeah.
Flip open my book and start casting.
Okay. You detecting magic. There's no magic in the hallway.
I've got nothing.
I don't like it.
I'm inclined to agree. This is really strange.
I don't want to use this energy this early in the day, but I do want to know where Ost is. Jax, you said the man, we could find him by the docks, is what you said?
I don't really remember anything else. I just noticed that we could find him by the docks. I do seem to recall that when he was walking, all I heard was like little scurrying, perhaps. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but
All right. Well, what's our plan of attack? And I'll shut the door. What do we want to do? Do we want to try and find their stuff first? Scope out the ship? Do we want to find Skarsgård and give him this letter? Ariane, I really want to put that seal back on it, but
Sounds like we have a lot of options. I'm gonna toss a coin about it.
I mean, I won't lie. I do want to find Ost. I want to make sure he's not the person this random guy is after. Also, that's an ally, someone we can trust, who can help. So I guess for me, I'd want to go to the docks first, but I don't know.
I agree, and I'll just start to walk out.
Well, there's good old Jax. I guess we're following, right?
Sure, I don't see why not.
All right, they walk out, walk towards the docks.
Once I get my armor on, I'll follow. I'll make sure the helmet and the spear are with me. However,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the cutlass there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay. You go downstairs. The silver thread that had been used to cast the spell has dissolved into essentially a puddle. You can see where it was. Poe is gone. There are a number of sailor types here getting their morning breakfast, their morning beer. It's actually quite a hopping place. Rules kind of happily chatting and kind of like eagerly waves at you guys as you come down.
Good morning. How was the room?
It was good.
Yeah, it's good.
talking even.
I'm glad to see.
I would like to clarify because I don't think I mentioned it, but I am disguised. It just occurred to me.
Who
that
are
I
you
didn't
disguised
mention
as?
the prostitute.
Okay. So you walk down the steps as Sherry. And Sherry,
Is she?
yes, she's there.
Oh shit. So before I guess I've already done it. Can I try to like backtrack really quickly before anyone sees me?
Make a quick dexterity check.
You could try and. Oh, I guess I can't help her.
Natural 20.
Hey.
22 total.
Okay, yeah, you dive back up the stairs as Brule begins talking with Cerberus and Ost. I mean, Zell.
All right. So I need to become someone else. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dress up as a or I'm going to disguise self into a um taller woman. Actually, you know what? I will just disguise self as the human version of myself from before I became a tiefling.
Okay, you want to describe what you look like?
Yeah. So I was essentially a sailor. I helped with sailors, so I guess I spent a lot of time in the sun. So I've got a little bit of a tan to my skin, but not like a lot. Just got some more melanin than I actually have. Living out my
Sun
dream.
kissed.
Yeah, but so not necessarily like soft skin, a little, kind of wind kissed, sun kissed skin, a little bit rough. Still 5'4", pretty short. Um, I have kind of like a similar hair color. It's just a little bit more brown, kind of an auburn sort of color. And I'll actually, so my hair originally, when I first met you guys, was really short, but um, just kind of because we haven't really done anything. We've been here for a couple months. My hair has grown out a bit, so I'm gonna keep like the same hair, but to account for the horns missing, I'm going to kind of add some pieces to my
Push to talk.
right. I'm gonna add some pieces basically where the horns are currently, because obviously my hair is like moved around. Um, so that the circlet of blasting, basically where my horns would be against my head, it's gonna just look like part of the circlet of blasting. So like just extra kind of gold ornamentation. And yeah, but otherwise it's really just the same. I don't have a tail. My tail is going to be invisible essentially, but yeah.
And also, just so you know, you said it's been a couple of months. You guys have known each other for 20 days.
Oh, just kidding. It feels like so long, guys, but yeah. I mean, a month. I mean, your hair grows out pretty far in a month. Yours does anyway. So same thing. My hair's grown out a little bit. It's not quite as clean cut and cropped. It's just kind of like
Yeah, whichever of the party don't regularly shave, you're definitely starting to grow out quite a bit of patchiness. There's some hair that's starting to look a little more unkept with road travel. There's more flyaways and cowlicks, and once you're outside of Zealous for 2 weeks, you start looking like you don't live in Zealous, which means you look like dirty hobos.
I keep my hair properly in check.
But yeah, so you switch, and you guys see human Orandi for the first time. But yeah, Brule goes over the evening. Someone came in. He did not exit. Uh, he did peer around through the crack between the door. There was some murmuring and a flash, and then they went upstairs. That's all he knew. He kept an ear out and kind of held down at the bottom of the stairs just in case you guys needed aid, but there didn't seem to be any commotion. Um, and he heard them coming back downstairs, so he went back to his room. And then after they left, he went upstairs and saw the cutlass.
Do you know what they looked like? Are you able to see them?
Unfortunately, my eyesight's not the best anymore. But maybe 3 or 4 of them.
guessing the flash was probably some kind of dispel magic, if I had to guess.
Most likely. So that means, well, this is going to be even more dangerous if they have spellcasters.
Aye, but do they have a druid? Probably not, no. So we have an advantage there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm really concerned that it didn't wake any of us up. I mean, I'm a pretty light sleeper.
Well, they didn't really do anything to wake us up, you know what I mean? They dispelled magic, which wouldn't alert Cerberus because the spell is gone, and they put a knife or a sword in front of our door. So
I don't know.
but I don't like it either. I don't know. We definitely need to get to the bottom of this as quick as we can.
I'll head to the docks then, yeah? Anybody coming with me?
I'm good with this.
Yeah, just give me a quick sec and I'll turn back to Brule. Hey, did you happen to notice, or did anyone stay here that was elven and had white hair?
A couple of days ago, a fellow came by with that description. Left northward. Managed to slip out over the wall and said he was on some kind of business.
All right, thanks. Okay, I'm gonna cast Sending. Lost Itzel again, using a lot of energy to try to contact you. This is important. Where are you? You could be in danger. And we're in danger. No, you are in danger. Oh, can't hear you.
I didn't have push to talk on.
Ah, okay.
Good morning. I'm just doing what I came here to do. We discussed. I don't think I'm in any danger. There's no one here. But we do need to talk soon. The kingdom is, and then it cuts out.
My gods, I can't deal with this shit. I will.
Is everything okay?
I don't know. He responded. He seems fine. I'm just burning a lot of energy today to communicate with him. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast Sending again. Where are you? Where do you want to meet? So that way I don't have to keep using up this energy. So in case I get attacked because I am in danger, or my friends, I can save them.
I'm at some ruins in the north, doing some research for a friend. I'll be back to town in a few days if you want to meet up at the tavern. And then it cuts out.
He's at some ruins up north. which is the opposite of where we need to go, unfortunately. But I don't know. He needs to talk about something, and I think it's about either home or the kingdom as a whole. So whatever it is pretty big, but I don't know.
That's pretty vague.
Yeah, he's sometimes he can be extremely detailed, and sometimes he can be extremely vague.
Maybe he's just really focused on whatever he's doing. Did he tell you where he is?
Yeah, some ruins up north of here. Probably about 1 to 2 days out. But I think he also traveled on foot. We have horses, so we would be faster, but that also means getting out of the city, or out of the city.
Osta's an elf with white hair, right? Osta's the one that. Yes.
Yeah.
So he's an elf with white hair, but that's what I'm trying to figure out, if he is the elf with white hair that your guy is talking about.
Only one way to find out. And I start walking towards the dock.
Yeah, let's go to the docks, and then either I can go or you all can come with me. I think I'm going to go to these ruins afterward.
I'm coming with you.
All right, let's get to the docks as quick as we can.
Okay. So you guys begin making your way. The couple of minutes it takes to get to the docks. The silhouette of the Haversham kind of looming as you make your way that direction. And that's where we'll pick up next session. But somewhere far to the north, a few hours, an elf sits on a tree stump with a small notepad, kind of going over some rubbings of some runes he's taken. And as he stands up abruptly and spins around, there is echoing across this empty plain an enormous sound of
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for playing. My name's Logan. You can find our show at twitch.tv/Classic Geek Broadcasting or on YouTube. And I am geek_classic on Twitter. And I post things about D&D and about this show. And we will see you again in 7 days. Bye.
7 days. 7 days.